Thought I would do a mail call today. Haven't done one since probably last week or so. And I bought a big lot on eBay. Probably overpaid, but the way prices are lately, you're lucky to get anything on eBay because stuff keeps going for crazy money. I know how it is though when you first start. You want to buy everything you can find and you want a big collection all at once. So the easiest thing to do is to sit and watch eBay all day and start bidding on everything that pops up. But as time goes on, people do slow down a little once they get quite a bit of stuff in their collections. And I have also slowed down. Unfortunately, when you buy a lot, you end up with doubles, and then you have to sell the doubles to buy more stompers you don't have. So it's just part of it. I'm going to drop this outside box real quick here. Try to. Alright. Throw that one out. Alright, here's what we've got so far. Looks like everything's pretty much packaged decent. So at this point, if I get something in and it's in a box and it's not banging around, I consider that good boxing. Because I've had people send me stompers in bubble mailers. I even got a carded stomper a while back in a bubble mailer. And man, it's aggravating. I will say, out of all the times people have posted that they've gotten a stomper in a bubble mailer, very few times has there actually been any damage. Man, I don't know if you could see that or not. That's from the tire melt on this thing. These stomper tires are lethal when it comes to stomper cases. So, hey, look at all that. Those are the wheel discs for when you run Gen 2 stompers on a stomper set. I always check underneath here because you never know what some kid might have stuck under there. I'm assuming the seller would have checked that before he put them on eBay in case there was a $100 bill under there or something. But I still like to check because sometimes you'll find a, I don't know, an original card or maybe a couple more tires, stuff like that. These cases will probably get resold. I mainly bought it for the stompers themselves. And alright, we're getting down to the nitty gritty now. Got some original paperwork. Alright, let's go ahead and start busting these out. I don't do these videos to show off or anything like that. I'm just excited and I want to share with my buddies and people in the hobby. And some people really enjoy seeing these sort of videos, so it's just part of it for me. Another S10, pretty decent shape. It's on their own chassis. I'm sure the correct chassis is in there, but it's a Gen 2 on a Gen 1 chassis. Pretty nice tampos, but I have like 3 of those, so that one will probably be up for sale. Sometimes I have to rob Peter to pay Paul, as they say, and that means selling any doubles that I get. And basically selling those have helped me purchase this stuff. So that's just the nature of the beast. Another Gen 1 Sheriff's Jeep. It's on a Tenco or a Peachtree chassis, so that's not going to work. But I might put that body onto the S10, or that body onto the one the S10 is on, since it's a Gen 1. Most of these so far, the chrome's looking really nice, and the tampos look good, so maybe it won't feel like such a bad purchase spending that kind of money. That's a really nice little blue love there. That may be better than my keeper. Looks nearly mint. So that's kind of cool. I'll probably take pictures and post most of these up. This has Rough Rider rims on it. Kind of looks cool though. Have you ever ordered something on eBay or a lot and then it takes a week or so to get there. By the time it gets to you, you kind of forgot what you bought. That's what I did. I know two of these I wanted that are in this lot, so I remember those. There's another Gen 2 chassis. It's got a couple of the extra wide fatties on there, so those are kind of cool. That's probably the chassis to the S10 over there. He did package these well. I will give him that. He wrapped each one and all that sort of thing, so there's no banging around. Most of these look like brand new. There's a Honcho. This is a Gen 2, and again has a Gen 1 chassis. And for the guys that don't know the difference on their Gen 2 and Gen 1, for the most part, you can look at the wheel flares. If it has wide wheel flares, then that's a Gen 2. And if it has the narrow flares or no flares at all, it's a Gen 1. Now there is some differences once you get up into value line stompers. Value lines are based off of Gen 1 bodies. It looks like they're the same mold as a Gen 1, and they have more of a Gen 1 style chassis. This is the Bronco that I was kind of wanting. I think it's kind of cool. I used to not collect these, and I usually don't buy them very often. But since it was in the lot, I thought there's one that I'll probably keep. One thing about these is the paint is dull. There's no shine to them at all. That's kind of strange, but looks original. I can't remember if that's a Peachtree or if that's a Timco. Same thing to me. Those two companies are nearly identical. Slight variations. Alright, here we have a pretty decent PTO chassis. It's got the PTO for the winch in the front and minor cracking in the rims, which is common. I've even had Stompers fresh out of the package, never even been opened, and they had cracked rim or a cracked rim. So that's a fairly common thing. Wheels falling off is a fairly common thing. So I don't usually worry about that stuff too much unless it just looks like it's something that just happened. Got another number 23 Ford Ranger. I've had better than this, but it's still not bad. And again, it's on the wrong chassis. So let's flip up the tray. Nothing in that one. Alright, next box. This thing went out, I believe it was parcel post. And parcel post is a little slower than priority. And as long as it gets here, I'm pretty happy. And that's a really nice one right there. Little Hustler. For some reason it's freewheeling. It shouldn't be. Gen 1s don't freewheel. I'd say somebody's had it apart and possibly missing the gears. This is how I usually open mine. I'm very careful and I just pry out gently. Yeah, it's missing the gears. A lot of times that happens if a stomper quit working or a kid didn't have batteries. Sometimes they would just take the gears out and then they could roll it around, play with it. So that's possibly a thing that might have happened with that one. That's another double also, but some of these are nearly look like they're fresh out of the packages. So if they're nicer, then I usually go through mine and double check and see what's nicer. This is one of my favorites here, and I have 2 or 3 of these. But this blue Cherokee Chief, that's just a hot looking stomper right there. That blue, it just glows. It's almost a petty blue. Chrome's awesome on that. Kind of excited about that one. Sometimes commons, even though they might be common, are hard to find in mint condition. And I like my stompers loose, where I can actually enjoy them. I do buy a card now and then, but usually I try to refrain from it. Got another tan Blazer there. Pretty nice condition. I have a couple of those too, so like I said, I'm to that stage where I'm getting doubles and things like that, and you know, in order to get the 2 stompers I wanted, I had to buy all of them. So, but that helps you guys out. Man, that thing's mint condition too. Again with the freewheeling. Probably missing a gear, but gears aren't a major big deal. I could find those. Eventually I hope to print those. But yeah, this scrambler is really nice. It looks like brand new. Chrome's nice. That might be an upgrade. Alright, last but not least, on the Stompers anyway, I went ahead and picked me up a lumber truck. I've never really looked for these. Never really that worried about picking one up. And of course, it has the skinny tires on it. But I thought since this lot was on there and this was in it, it might be my chance to just go ahead and pick one up. So I've got a lumber truck now. And they call it a construction truck, I believe. Yeah, Stomper Construction Company. And it's a pretty cool little deal. It'll be getting some fat tires pretty quick. I think the fat tires will look better on that myself. And we're going to double check under here. So no scores, no extras that we didn't know about under there. Now we're going to get to this box. I hate to say that I don't remember what else is in here. So this is kind of like Christmas, opening up a Christmas present, not knowing what's inside. Could be something really awesome in here. Battery covers. We've made a lot of noise in the Stomper community in the last couple years where people are starting to pick up on it and they are starting to notice that the prices have went up. So there's a lot of flippers out there now who are actually looking for, hope that ain't pills. Anyway, looking for, oh, there's the gears and some bumpers. I'm glad it wasn't pills. When you see a razor blade in a pill case, kind of gives you a bad impression. Just my son coming in the door over there, no worries. Looks like a Bronco grill, and that's for a Gen 2 Bronco. Has the push bar on it that's always missing. So I don't see the Bronco in the lot. So that's a score because I'm always needing that piece because it's usually missing. I always look through the tires for special tires such as Value Line fat tires, things like that. Those are kind of harder to come by to me. So I always sift through that real quick to see if maybe I scored one of those. I was looking for one for I don't know how long. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. This was kind of cool. And I'm sure it goes to the PTO chassis. Oop. But another winch. We love our winches. It doesn't feel, something's not right with it, but I'm sure I can figure that out. Alright, we're going to stick it in and see what it does. It's got an old piece of winch still stuck in it. Whoever had this broke the last winch that was inside this apparently. But I'm going to save that arm because that is always broken and I'm always needing that. Alright, now let's get back to business here. Another thing that happened a lot too with kids is this little tab in here gets broken or bent a lot. And I'm going to try to bend it back without breaking it. I think I did it. Alright, there's that. I don't know if I have a battery that's sitting here or not. I'm going to see if this winch works. Well, I think there's a spring missing in it. Anyway, that's a cool find, even though the body's not there. Bodies aren't that hard to find. The winch and the PTO chassis are what's hard to find. So, let's dump out some of this. These stunt wheels are everywhere. I mean, every Stomper seemed to come with one, so they're a dime a dozen. There's another fatty there. A couple Rough Rider tires. Another one of those. Well, I got a few extra battery covers, and I got 3 fatty tires. That one's not a fatty. So, nice little haul, in my opinion. Not cheap, but still nice. So let me go ahead and go through some of this paperwork, see if there's anything unusual. I think most of this is pretty straightforward stuff that we get with every one of these. Huh. It's unusual looking. Yeah, pretty much the same old stuff we always get. Here's a nice little workhorse instruction sheet that probably came with that workhorse. I don't see any of the Stompers here that would have been a workhorse, so apparently that body was long gone or stuffed away in somebody's attic or something. Anyway, stay tuned because these cases are probably going to be going up for sale. I don't know exactly what they bring or any of that, but I figured if they're 20 bucks a piece or something like that, 20 or $25 maybe, I don't know. I'll look into it. But those will be going up pretty soon. And there's probably going to be a couple out of here that will be going up for sale to help knock some of the price down on what I paid for all of this. And hopefully I can recoup a little bit because it was up there. But you know, when you're in the hobby and you're going to buy Stompers, sometimes you have to fund them different ways. I can't afford to take them out all out of pocket, so sometimes I have to sell something to buy something. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and that helps the hobby a little bit because honestly, guys can get on the groups and buy some of this stuff and that they're looking for. So anyway, I appreciate everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed my mail call, and I'll probably post pictures of this stuff on the Stomper Museum later. So until then, Stomper on.